And then so now with Joe Rogan, he's not getting back to you, but do you think that's Bill Burr related?
It could be. That could very well be.
Because to be fair, they're both Boston comics. They've known each other a long time. And again, the way show business works, Rogan doesn't need anything from you anymore. So you know what I mean? It's a business.
It could very well be. Yeah, I have not heard high noise. It went from occasionally texting and hanging out to just nothing.
Thank you, nice.
Look at you. You're doing much better than I thought you were doing. You get some beefy super chats. I watched John, and John, it's all $2.99, and it's all just shitting on John. And then he has a thing saying he's not going to read any super chats under $5, but he only reads $2.99 ones because he's only getting $2.99.
That's all they are, and he has to read them because if he stops reading them, then he won't even get them.
He won't get that. He
has to read, and they all insult him and his mom and his kids.
Yeah,
he's like, I mean, it's classic, and he has to read it because if he doesn't read them, they'll stop sending even that.
Stop sending. What a conundrum. But I'm going to miss him so bad when he leaves for good tomorrow. That's it. No more Stuttering John to kick around.
Are you kidding?
Yes, I'm kidding. There's no way he can stop doing this. Financially, he needs the $2.99s that come in.
Plus, he needs the attention.
Mentally, he is an attention whore. He needs people, even if they're shitting on him, he needs people to be talking about him.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Like he doesn't care really what people are saying as long as they're saying something.
As long as they're saying something about him.
He's got Opie in him, doesn't he?
Yes, I think those two. And a lot of it is this narcissism. They have this idea that they are needed and cherished, but there's also this side of them that knows, maybe they're stupid.
Anthony Cumia sent a super chat. Weird how a media empire run by a cop didn't last. Jerry the firefighter found an HBO and it's going. Maybe if we'd had Chad on air a dozen more times.
That's the guy. This guy goes on various podcasts and people go, "Oh, it's Anthony. Anthony's." It's like, no, that's not me. That's not me. Compound Media.
Spergenberg, nice glasses, Ant. Are you here to fix the laser printer?
Yeah. What do you want? I needed reading glasses. I didn't want to get the CVS ones anymore, so I figured the Jeffrey Dahmers, the old aviator frames. Yeah.
No, this is from Lenny Marcus. That used to be his opening joke. Well, it probably still is.
Oh, that's okay. That's a great joke.
Lenny would come out. He goes, "You guys are looking at me like is this guy here to fix my printer?" And then one day, Lenny was going on after me at the Comedy Cellar. So I said to Liz, the manager, I go, "Watch, I got a new opening joke." So I went up on stage.
Oh, shit.
I went up on stage. I go, "Hey, you guys are looking at me like I'm here to fix your printer." And it got a laugh.
Oh, no.
It got a laugh. And then Lenny found out because I did my set, which is 10 or 15 minutes. I went to get paid by Esty. By the time I got paid by Esty was already sneering at me. Because I had done Lenny's joke. I'm like, wow, this word really gets around. Lenny's such a bitch. What a bitch. Anyway.
Have you ever spoken to Lenny since the big blowout years ago?
No, I never will either.
Wow.
When we were still doing a show together, like if I saw him walking down the street, like at that pizza place around the Comedy Cellar, like I would cross the street so I wouldn't even have to even acknowledge him.
Wow, like the Opie and Anthony relationship toward the end.
Except we didn't make any cash.
Helps.
Peyton 8. Cumia, Mr. Cumia, what are your thoughts on comic Ray DeVito, a.k.a. the Cleveland Slow? Are you aware of his situation and Web of Lies, Ray business better than Stuttering John's business?
Again, another person I really don't give much thought to. I hear things about him. He's not front and center in my world, even as far as the Dabbleverse goes and the various podcasts associated with all of us. I don't really think of it. Here's what I kind of know about him from other people. He's really dumb. He's not funny. And
one more.
And he's broke.
Oh yeah, the trifecta. AC. I have no issue with the N's or the J's, but what do I have an issue? I do have an issue with saying Shuli's funny. Thoughts on Transformers and restrooms?
Oh, yeah. Well, we all have our different tastes in comedy. Especially when I do the Shuli show, I find myself laughing my ass off, as the saying goes. As far as trannies in the restrooms, no. But here again, like, I think Jimmy's wife can walk into a ladies' room and no one's gonna say anything. Like, no one's gonna be like, get that man out of the restroom. I think that's a good litmus test. If you could go into a ladies' room and no one fucking even gives you a look because you're a man in the ladies' room, then I think you could use the restroom. There, I've seen.
I forgot what I was gonna ask you. Oh yeah. Since you like young gals, we all know your affinity for young gals. When you
5 now,
huh?
My girlfriend's 35 now. We've been together for many years. So
yeah, but you're still almost twice her age.
I had a rep. That is true.
Were you twice her age when you guys met?
No, I think she was like 23.
So you're more than twice her age.
20. Well, that changes, doesn't it? You don't always.
Does, but when you meet, you're twice her age, and then eventually she'll catch up to you.
Yes,
I mean, eventually she won't. She'll be more than, because now she's 35 and you're not 70. So, but before when you met, you were twice her age, right?
You're a math whiz.
I really am. I do a lot of math with my free time.
Absolutely. I was twice her age.
So that's good. That's good. I think that all men should seek someone like that.
I think you're right.
The flip side, when you do events with Carl and you see his wife, are you disgusted? Do you want to just go, tuh?
No.
Sick. He's a sick man.
He's
hiding something.
I have been out with Carl and his wife. We have gone to we went to Disney when we were down in Florida together with Missy and his wife and Carl. I had a great time. She is a very, very sweet lady. And
did she give you some butterscotch candies?
Is that the gag?
That's what all women do. They always have butterscotch.
They bring out the little Werther's Originals of Werther's Original.
Yes, sir.
For Christmas, they give you ribbon candy that cuts your mouth. No. I love the hamburgers.
Johnny Carson, thank you. D. Freer, send Bond, believe me, the link and make this the ultimate compound media reunion. Make it happen, Kev. I don't have that kind of time.
Oh.
We're way behind anyway.
And Levy, you just called Levy an idiot.
He isn't?
You think he's going to be eager to just jump on? He probably will.
No, I don't care. Anthony, at this point, I don't care anymore.
No, okay.
No, I mean, like, I gotta beg everybody all the time. I gotta be nice to everybody, or else they won't come on my show. I'll do a solo show, like you. I learned it from watching you. Sometimes you don't even want to talk to anybody. You just do a show by yourself. You used to do it in compound meeting for 2 hours and just sit at the chair and take calls and whatever. Didn't even leave to go to the bathroom.
No. Just fucking do your show. It would be very rare if I was going to have a guest on my show, but I think I am lining one up. I don't know. Remember,
in compound meeting, you would just do 2 hours by yourself.
Yeah. I love that. Most of the times, the guest would just interrupt what I wanted to say.
Right. So I remember the time. I don't know if I came in late or maybe I was watching. One time you had Dan Natterman on, and this guy, I'm like, is he a fucking retard? Like, he doesn't know how a basic podcast / talk show works. You're asking him, like, Dan, what's been going on? He's like, not a lot. That he was giving you. It's like, you're not only are you not helping the show, you're making it harder because now he has to talk to you. You're giving him nothing. Since you're giving him nothing, you're taking away from the show. He'd be way better by himself.
I don't want to sit there wondering how I could a crowbar a line out of this guy. I hated that. I wound up telling, and I think Natterman is funny on stage. Like, I've seen his act and laughed at it. He's not like, I wouldn't call him the greatest comic ever.
He's funny. He definitely has funny jokes.
Yeah, but to sit there, see, that's what a lot of these comics don't understand. You can't just, because you're funny on stage, instantly you're going to be funny on a podcast. Some of these guys don't know anything but their act. That's it. Word for word. And they get on a podcast and you're fucking pulling teeth trying to get one joke out of these fucks.
Yeah, but my point is he shouldn't accept the invitation if he knows
Right.
he's going to just sit there and give you nothing.
Exactly.
It was fucking idiotic. I was watching. I'm like, is this guy? I mean, I know Natterman enough to know he's not a complete idiot, and he does a podcast with Noam every week. But I
do with Noam at the cellar, yeah.
But I think Noam does all the talking because he owns the club, so that's the way he does it. But with you, I was like, Natterman, why would he even show up if he's not had nothing to say? Bubba, wow, Anthony should be good egg of the week. He is a funny motherfucker. See, you won over Bubba.
Nice. I won over Bubba. Thank you, Bubba. This guy's loaded.
He really I mean, he might be loaded in more ways than one. He gets a little drunk and starts throwing the super chats around. That's what we want to hit. That's why I make more money on the weekend, because it's like a bar. On the bar, like Wednesdays and Tuesdays, people come in, they throw you. And then on the weekends, they get drunk and they start leaving bigger tips. It's fucking great. I do make more money when I do weekend shows. I think they're longer, but I make more money because I think people are drunk.
Yeah, they get a little drunk. They get a little generous. Sure.
Dr. Cream Jeans. And can you do a little Ronald Dice Reagan?
Ronald Dice Reagan.
I never knew Ronald Dice Reagan.
Mr. Gorbachev, take down a fucking wall or something. You're keeping people from traveling. You're a jerk off. Thank you.
It works every time.
It's all you need to do. Dice.
Cumia, here's a tip. YouTube is a private company. The First Amendment does not apply. But how about the second? It's like a store. Yeah, but also it's a private company, but it's a public platform. The First Amendment does not apply. It's like a store telling someone they aren't welcome. It's called the free market. I thought you were in favor of that concept.
Tom, I'm not suing them.
Like Dice. Do it like Dice. Tell Tom Myers like Dice.
Hey, Tom, what do you think? I'm bringing lawsuits against them? I know it's a private company. Like your mom's box is a private company. But everyone comes. Oh, jerk off.
Oh, jerk off. Oh, man. Imagine being Dice Clay.
I know about the free market and private company. That's why I'm not suing them. I cannot be happy about it. I can go, oh, that sucks. I can't stream for a week. But, First Amendment doesn't apply. Shut up. Shut up.
John T. Uncle Rico was born on the Anthony and Artie show. Kevin, your tweets about Artie that he read when you're on his last podcast will never stop making me laugh. Artie,
very funny man, dropped off the face of the earth.
Okay, so you don't have to answer if you don't want, but would you say was more your idea or Keith's idea to bring Artie on board?
It was 100% Keith's idea.
For real?
Yeah. He came up with the idea.
Okay, let me just interject right here. First of all, I've said it many times before. You didn't need Artie because you don't need that much help. Like I said, you do a show by yourself. You just needed kind of somebody there, as long as it wasn't a Dan Natterman type.
Right.
Just somebody a little bounce. You didn't need a big name like Artie Lang. So when Artie, I remember we were at the brokerage on Long Island, and Keith was there. We were doing like the show there. You were there and Keith was there and whatever. And that's when Keith came up with the idea or no, we were, me and Gino were telling Keith, like, bringing on Artie, that's not a good idea. Like, we were backstage at the brokerage and Keith goes, well, it's the boss's idea or whatever. So he might have just been covering for himself.
Maybe. I didn't really want a full-time co-host. I kind of like the idea of having a comic come in and sit in and, we do it that way. And then if there's a day of the week where it's not, then I'll do the show myself. The Artie thing, once it started, I was all for it because it was a fucking clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Him not coming in, the drug problems, the lying, like all that shit was fantastic.
I
knew it wouldn't last. And again, it was, a lot of money went over to Mr. Lang.
Plus, it was not like Artie. I mean, your style is more whatever your style is, and you didn't need Artie like all these zingers all the time because
right, yeah.
It just fucked up the rhythm of the show. I thought,
yeah, it changed the whole the way the show would work with just me there or me there.
Constantly react to him. I was like. It was just like, shut the fuck up, Artie. Even when I would be there sometimes, if I said something like he would say something right after it, even if it was like a little funny. And I'm like, let it breathe, Artie, you fucking crackhead, you fat crackhead.
When you'd have just a comic come in, like the comic knew they're a guest on the show, so they would give you latitude to be the host and talk and do everything, and then you kind of go to them for the little, little shit like that. Artie, being a co-host, a paid employee, felt more compelled to just say whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted. And he was.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have felt compelled. I mean, the fact that he felt compelled to chime in constantly, I mean, that's stupid to me because it's like, first of all, show up on time, you fucking crackhead, and then don't get a bloody nose at 5 o'clock, and then you have to go back to the hotel. It's like. I mean, the fact that he's like, when he's such a good employee, he's like, I gotta, they're paying me pretty good, so I gotta talk nonstop, but I don't show up on time and I miss a lot of days. I mean, he had one of the worst employees anyone's ever had to deal with.
Yeah, well, that our leniency.
No, but it's not like you guys knew he might be a problem from when he was on the Howard Stern show. You fucking idiots.
I think our leniency with him and still paying him, like any other job would have fired him after a week. But us doing that, I think that contributed to him finally hitting rock bottom.
Of course, yes. You guys should have just paid him in drugs.
I think that happened a couple of times. I can't be sure.
I mean, you're basically like, we want to kill this guy. We want to keep giving him money for drugs. I mean, it was fucking brilliant.
Oh yeah, he would come to my apartment for $20. He'd be like, "You got a 20, Anthony?" And then once he'd get to the apartment, it went from 20 to 50, 100. He's like, "I'll get back to you." He always did get it back to me.
And then where he would come up, or you'd meet him downstairs.
He would call me and say, "Hey, could you get me?"
No, but would you let him up to your apartment?
Oh no, I would go. Yeah, I was probably at the bar across the street anyway.
Oh, because I was saying I'll be right down.
Yeah, I'll be right down. Like, I'm in a robe and slippers. Artie.
The doorman's like, Artie's here again, Anthony.
Yeah, the doorman. Mr. Lang here for you. He's bleeding all over the foyer.
To this air, good to see the boss on the show, but I have to admit, I was hoping for Boschetti.
Ah, Mike Boschetti. How are you on Mike? You still friends with Mike Boschetti?
Yeah, Mike's he's we try to get him on, but then he gets health issues. Can you believe it?
It's very hard to believe. Yes,
it looks like to be in such fine shape.
He's a good guy.
Whatever. How close were you guys to giving a permanent slot to Bobo and Boschetti? Because I thought that was going to be a hit show.
I thought that was going to be a biggie too, but I don't know. Keith might have put the kibosh on it. Not enough money.
He doesn't have the Midas touch that Keith the Cup.
Not enough money because we were spending so much on Artie Lang and Gino Bisconti's 2 salaries.
Nikki is fine walking into the cubicle in the ladies. However, she grunts like Trucker when she is pushing it out, which is a dead giveaway.
Well, you'd have to ask. You'd have to ask Jimmy about that. €10. Look at that. You're worldwide, motherfucker.
$50. Bubba, it's Monday, you fuck. Wow, I'm going to Cumia podcast when he's back on YouTube. Fuck Kevin. Now he's turned up.
Wow, he's turned.
This guy's over here. Not only am I crazy, my fans are crazy too.
He's got a lot of money and no loyalty. This guy's amazing.
Stuttering John would lose his mind with this guy.
Oh, yeah.
This guy, Bubba, stabbed me right in the back. Cumia, can you do a Jimmy Carter dice?
Jimmy Dice Carter? What did Jimmy Carter used to say? Yeah, but you need some peanuts. I'm the president. I used to be a peanut farmer. Oh, so I could, get people peace accords in Egypt, and then I hand out peanuts.
My dad, remember when in the 76 election, my dad was like walking around the house. He's like, they're going to elect a peanut. He didn't do a dice, but he's like, the guy's a peanut farmer. He couldn't believe it.
Yeah. That was a big thing back then with Jimmy Carter, the fact that he was a peanut farmer.
I remember his brother, Billy, the alcoholic Billy.
Yeah. They put out a beer, Billy Beer.
Oh, Billy Beer.
They made a whole thing around how drunk and stupid his brother was.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Good old days.
David Cakes, please do Mice Clay. My all-time favorite. Can you give Sorcerer permission to analyze you tomorrow? Me or Cumia? We have a professional therapist comes on. He analyzes people.
Hey, you think, I love you, Kevin, and all, and I come on the show, but you think I'm going to come on the show on New Year's fucking Eve?
No, I think he wants to know if he could just analyze you when you're not here.
Oh, that's fine. I don't know how you do that. Oh, you take video. Yeah, there's a lot of video.
No, it just go over, from what he knows about you.
I'm a bitter old racist. That's what'll come out the other end.
Cumia, congrats on attempting a joke that doesn't involve a slur. 2 out of 10. Ouch.
Yeah, I should stick to my strong suit.
Ant reading a commercial. Not all greats are the same. Artie, like the blacks in the 50s. Artie forever.
I think he did say that when we were doing a man great read. Whenever I would do a commercial read, I would cringe just thinking of how Artie's going to fuck this client up and lose the account.
I just can't imagine being such a junkie that you can't even leave your house. Like Artie doesn't even leave his house now because I guess his mom won't let him because they're just afraid of. As soon as he gets out of the side of his house, he'll just start doing drugs or trying to buy drugs.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen such an addict in my life. Like after this many years, you think you'd get it in your head. You go out and go, no. There were real scumbag fans though. We did a gig in Atlantic City, and Bob was there. It was Levy and Artie, and the fans know how bad Artie is with drugs and everything, and they were just handing him cocaine and weed and shit. It's like, dude, why not just fucking stab the guy?
Yeah, that's what they did to Hedberg when he was was finishing up. Like he would be like passed out on stage, like doing his jokes, but barely. Like he was so fucked up, he was laying on the stage, and they would throw drugs on the stage to him. And I guess they thought they were being funny, but now he's dead.
Yeah, good job.
Sup, Ant? Just want to say your best character ever was Andrew Dice Gay, Little Boy Blue. It was, what is it?
It was me. Yeah, I remember that one.
Oh, that's funny. It was me. Oh, that's good stuff. Great show, home, but then it will come back like, hey, don't push it. Don't listen. It's the holiday.
How much? How much you gonna pay?
Yeah, that's true. I'll definitely give you $100.
And based on your policy, I do Shuli's show for nothing, so you shouldn't fucking even think of paying me.
Oh, he don't throw you anything?
Nah, I don't need it.
What the fuck? What is Shuli is? Because the numbers go up when you're on. I don't watch the show, but people tell me Cumia's on. I know he gets a bump in numbers. I don't know if he gets a bump in money. I can only assume he does. If the live numbers go up, I'm sure the money goes up.
I don't do it for money. It's just.
But how when you do the gigs, do they pay you when you went to Rochester?
Yeah, I did get paid for the DabbleCon thing. Yeah, that was pretty good.
They should throw you something. I mean, you do Uncle Rico enough that they should throw you something.
Then you feel almost like there's an obligation. Like if Shuli asks and you go, hey, are you around tonight? Come on the show. And there's plenty of nights I go, I'm out. I'm doing something or whatever. And if you get paid, there's almost like this obligation. Like, oh, now I have to go on. So I don't know. I just don't need the money. And I enjoy doing it.
I look at the opposite. If somebody comes on and he's good, I'll pay him because then the next time I ask him, I want to know that I say, you want to do the show tonight? I want to know that he's not doing it because he's not available, not because I didn't pay him.
Oh no, I only do shows I enjoy doing now.
Well, you're doing mine.
Yeah.
See what I did where I picked up a pen, you fucking hack.
It's self-deprecating humor. Almost.
Count Cumia, you're a fellow COD player. Would you consider 1x1 me on Rust? You win, I start being racist. I win, you stop. I'll hang up and listen. He's not even racist. He's doing a bit that got out of control.
It's a bit
It started when he was 6.
It's all a bit.
Started when he was 6 years old with the fire.
Yeah, that's what it was. Traumatized by the fire.
Race Wars Pod, August 13, 20 with Artie and Ann Coulter.
Yeah. What about it?
What they're saying.
I don't either.
It's only $2. Anthony, go to AC for the Super Bowl. That would be sweet. Old Homestead, dinner on me. This fuck Kevin will never can go. I'm going. What do you mean?
Nice. Old Homestead. Great. Borgata.
I'm going, Bubba. Yeah. So you were at the Borgata a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah. I went there with Gavin and a bunch of my old buddies were just there for. Coincidentally, they were there, so we hung out, played some blackjack, poker, and drank. It was a lot of fun.
Didn't you say there was a story that I saw stories, but there was somebody famous there or something, or one of Kevin's friends or something?
Oh, not famous, just one of Gavin's buddies. A silent partner kind of an arrangement.
Wait, and you were doing impressions? They didn't get it.
No, maybe I was.
You said you were making jokes, and the guy was looking at you funny
at the table.
I don't know. I got you mixed up with Shuley or something. I don't know.
Maybe I did have a problem with some asshole at a table, but
no, you told some story. Some guy came up to you. I don't forget it. Forget it. We'll edit this part out.
Cut that part out.
To the Sarah Ann, what is your take on Tuna Town? KB's African American cat. KB, will Ampy make $100 or $200 for the show? You guys call it. Okay, so you don't like people, but you like animals, right?
I love animals, yes.
But I don't like either animals or people. So what does that make me?
No, is there anything you really like?
No, it's usually people that don't like people usually like animals.
Yes.
You know? Like Bill Maher hates people, but he likes animals, but I don't like either. And I think that does that make me special or it makes me an absolute piece of shit?
I think absolutely you're a special piece of shit. No, it makes it's weird. I think who doesn't like animals, especially, nice a kitten or a pup, something like that. It's adorable.
Johnny Russo.
Hey, Playboy Johnny. There he is. Biggest show, big spread. Anthony Cumia responding to your super chat. That's
Congrats
great.
to Tom Myers. We've all witnessed your biggest showbiz credit. Anthony Cumia respond. Now they go after each other, which is the best part.
Right? Yes.
Super chatters start fighting amongst themselves.
The feeding frenzy starts when you throw the food in the water.
Anthony, please do more vids of Schwartz Yiddish for blacks trying to cash fake checks.
Those are fun. They think they could outsmart the police. There's 3 cops asking questions of this woman that doesn't know what she's doing, and she's going to bamboozle them. So I find those very funny. And I don't think you needed to say Yiddish for black. I think we all know what Schwarzes means. Thank you.
I can't imagine. All right, so we're not caught up, but I feel like I should ask some more questions. I really don't have any. Do you want to say anything about anything?
Not really. Like I said, I'm a fan. I'm a fan first, Kevin.
That's what my wife says.
Found you funny even through some of the more strenuous periods of our relationships over the course of the years. But I've never once said, "Oh, that unfunny motherfucker," or "that guy isn't funny." I've seen you on stage and as just a guy hanging out and on podcast, and I think you're a very funny guy. Yeah,
but I'm a breath of fresh air, really, when you really get down to it.
Slow down.
No, because it's like everybody in show business is a fucking fake phony, right? So
That's true too.
So I won't do that fake phoniness. I won't pretend. Like when I told Louis C.K. I had fucking ass cancer, because I'm like, fuck you. I mean, you got to do so much ass kissing, pun intended, in show business. And then so now with Joe Rogan, he's not getting back to you, but do you think that's Bill Burr related?
It could be. That could very well be.
Because to be fair, they're both Boston comics. They've known each other a long time. And again, the way show business works, Rogan doesn't need anything from you anymore. So you know what I mean? It's a business.
It could very well be. Yeah, I have not heard high noise. It went from occasionally texting and hanging out to just nothing. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything one way or the other. But if I would just think about it, I would assume there's some issue there that I know nothing about.
Is it? Did he stop maybe after when he had when he got almost into trouble with all the 30 times he said the N-word on his show or whatever?
We were still kind of friendly after
maybe
that whole
being
thing.
associated with you because your relationship with N-words. And then he thought maybe he didn't want to get he had to separate himself from his.
I've never posted the N-word. I've never said it on social media or YouTube or anything like that. I say it on my show occasionally if it fits.
And you say it in the green room a lot.
Yes, and I say it when I'm playing video games a lot because they're all fucking. Yeah. But comics I don't know. Comics are kind of phony. They're delusional a lot of times. They think, any comic that thinks Bill Burr is going to put his hand down and bring them up to do the next Star Wars TV show, they're out of their fucking mind. It doesn't work that way. And as you start aging out of the young comic category, networks aren't banging your door down to get a TV show for you. So I don't know why they decide to prevent this guilt by association thing by not hanging out or talking to or doing a show or what have you. They're all fucking phonies and delusional.
Yeah, but they all take advantage of any situation. The thing about you guys had a big show, so the people that were doing your show, they would gain something from it. So
right.
Were they your real friends? Who knows what the
no. Very rarely did we make friends with somebody that was, Jim. I consider Jim a very good friend of mine, and we worked together though. It wasn't just
you were every day.
Yeah, we worked together. Any other of the comics, and it's so funny to hear Opie sometimes because he'll say, I thought we were friends. It's like, how fucking stupid do you have to be to think that Ricky Gervais is your friend because you were laughing your asses off on a show and then he leaves? That's like his job is to be funny. That's his job. You're not necessarily a fucking friend. And certainly in that circumstance, there was no friendship, but to think that they're your friends is really not smart.
Because it's like Opie, Opie, when I try to get on Opie would like not even I would say, can I come on? He's like,
yeah,
he would fucking ghost me because he was doing me a favor. So it's all about who's doing who a favor and stuff like that. But the fact that like, I just learned that comics are like with the Louis thing. I got mad because, when Louis was coming back, I think we had lunch together, and then he said, I'm going back on the road. So he was just talking about because he was nervous. I said, well, definitely use me. And he said, and I think he was kind of feeling me out because I think he was afraid to people wouldn't want to work with him just because, he got into so much fucking trouble. I said, well, I'm already working for Cumia. So it actually looks better from working for these. You guys are both kind of notorious motherfuckers at this point. But then as soon as Louis got more popular and then he was fucking this Jordan Jensen, he just fucking threw me off the fucking side of the bus, And I was like, he asked me for like 6 months of availability and he gave me two gigs. I was like, go fuck yourself, So it's like, and we were friends. We would hang out and shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, you really have no friends. I mean, you and Jimmy are friends, but like for the most part, you really, it's a business. You have business relationships, but are you friends?
Because it's such a phony business that people they fall into believing that it's a friendship and a relationship and that you're close because everyone's so full of shit and phony. And then when something happens and all of a sudden you're not worth anything to somebody and they disappear, you think, oh, we were friends. It's like, no, Jay Moore said it. It's not show friends. It's show business.
Yeah, look
Brilliant,
how he's
man.
doing.
Brilliant, man. He's doing so well. He married like the owner of a fucking basketball team?
The Lakers, yeah.
Jesus Christ. How the fuck did he do that? And now he just goes on YouTube every so often. He's like, hey, Jay Moore here. And he's got this little word of wisdom, and that's it.
Where he gives advice?
Well, funny advice. He's like, hey, it's Handsome Tuesday. Remember, you're handsome.
He does?
Yeah, I've seen him do it. I don't know. I guess when you get basketball Lakers money, you don't
have to try anymore.
You don't have to try. You don't have to do anything.
Okay, so speaking of money, how much money do you have? I mean, you have enough to pay Gino twice. You must be doing pretty good.
I was doing really well back in the WNEW days and Sirius XM days, and I had a Jew accountant and an investment guy that made sure that, and my agent, my Jew agent also, Bob Eatman, they made sure that we put money into a
who they say we? You said me and Opie?
Me and Opie. Yeah, he was we had the same finance guys. We made the same amount of money. Me and Opie never made different amounts of money.
Do you think that was cool for Opie to do that, since he basically started it and then you joined him? That you guys are like a band and you always got equal pay. You thought that was a solid for Opie to do it?
Yeah, he probably could have, especially early on. I think at AAF in Boston, he was making more than me because I had never done radio before.
Right.
And it wasn't even him. It was management said, no, we're going to pay him this. If he does
'cause-
well, we'll bring his pay up.
Right, because he already had a contract, right? Or he was established and you were brand new. So
yeah. So I get that. But after Bob Eatman started representing us, we were sold as a duo that made the same amount of money. And then when we started making a fuckload of money, and it's fucked up because at NEW, when we first started, our paychecks were in our mail cubbies, just like any gig. You'd go and get it, and we were making a lot of money then, and it was fucked up to see a check that big. And I'd go to the bank and deposit and take out some cash and do what I do. And then we signed this literally a multi-million-dollar contract, and Bob Eatman goes, okay, here's how it works. We put it into a diversified investment. It's tax exempt and I got mad. I'm like, no, I want my money. I would just get my $1 million a week or something.
No, you like the routine of going to the bank and pressing the teller, getting some cash back.
Yeah. Oh, I'd have pissed it all away. I would have pissed it all away. But they put it in, invested it, and how many years later, I still have plenty of money to live the rest of my life very comfortably. So yeah, I did very well and had people watching out for me financially. And without the overhead of Compound Media, I actually make money doing my show now. So
oh wow,
it works.
Now that Gino's out of your life,
double dipping Gino Bisconti.
Well, I can't believe you paid him twice.
He was worth it. One, it was for the show and then for being my friend. I bought him as a friend.
Okay, so speaking of that, Johnny was saying, because I thought you guys when Compound Media started, you guys were doing great, correct?
Yes.
And then Johnny said when you got the studio in Manhattan, but that didn't really set you back. You were still killing it, right, when you got the studio originally, right? Yeah.
The worst thing that happened was it was decided that we were paying too much for the service that processed the payments. So all of the people that subscribed to Compound Media at the beginning, a company would process their credit cards and take a fee and then give us the money. Well, it was decided that company was taking too much money. And
who decided that?
Well, it was decided that there was they were taking two. I will just say that was Keith. Keith.
No, because I remember all that, and it was a disaster, right?
Yes, the company was cheaper. We switched over. Half the fucking subscriptions disappeared. And it's like now they had to resubscribe, and you know it.
I think I was a subscriber. I think I was already working there, but then, I remember Allie was like, "You can get a free subscription." I'm like, "It's $8. I'll just pay it. I don't want to be like a fucking beggar, like a Bill Schultz. Can I have some free whiskey and a free subscription?"
Yeah.
So when that happened, I remember I had to re-sign it up, and even re-signing it up was not easy.
No, and you're never getting the same people. You will never get all those people back. And it was like, oh, motherfucker. So we'd lost a huge chunk right there for a dumb fucking reason. And then, you know, churn is a real thing. Subscriber-based platforms, very difficult to keep going and grow. You'll get the people, but you're in such a little bubble that you don't, other people that don't know you in the first place aren't really going to subscribe to you.
Right.
And the people that are subscribing, every so often you shed those people. So after years, you look and go, oh, it's not really making as much money as it was.
Yeah, but that credit card thing really fucked you guys up. I mean, that did more than anything, right?
Yeah, that did a lot of harm right there.
Because I'm a subscriber of Compound Media now, and I almost never use it. But it's just I think most people just don't cancel unless you give them a reason.
Yeah.
Because if it's $8 a month, who gives a shit, you know? I mean,
if you're gonna pop on, if we're doing a show that you think, oh, I want to see that or whatever.
Right. But if you cancel it, if your credit card cancels it, then you're like, fuck it, I don't watch it that much anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what happened. That was a huge fuck up. So it happened. So, you know, we were going into that thing completely fucking blind.